Hello and welcome to Firstpost America, your home for the biggest stories shaping the US and the world. I'm Cary, Johnston, live from the Firstpost studios. Our top story on the show today. The spying game just reached another level, but will a new CIA video be enough to spook Xi Jinping's military purge? Also on the program, the Trump administration winds down its aggressive immigration crackdown in Minnesota, but the political fallout is far from over. Mystery surrounds the death of an Indian data scientist in the UK. His family and friends question the events of a fatal night out. And a getaway vehicle with a difference, as a jewellery heist in Turkey employs the services of a four-legged friend. The United States Central Intelligence Agency is doing something unusual right now. It's openly trying to recruit Chinese officials and military officers to become spies for America. Now, you may say that intelligence agencies have always looked for foreign insiders. But what's unprecedented now is how the CIA is doing it. On Thursday, the agency released a new recruitment video in Mandarin. It was posted openly on its social media platforms, and it's aimed directly at people inside China's military. It's not a boring government announcement either. The video is styled like a mini movie. It has suspenseful music, dramatic narration, plot and tension. The story follows a fictional and mid-level Chinese military officer, a man who has climbed the ranks, served the system and then slowly realizes something terrifying. That, according to the video, in today's China, competence can be dangerous. The narrator delivers a chilling line. Anyone with leadership ability will inevitably be feared and ruthlessly eliminated. And then the emotional hook comes next. The narrator says, "I cannot allow these madmen to shape my daughter's future world." But the CIA doesn't stop at storytelling. Well, the video includes Mandarin text with something close to a direct invitation. It urges people with information on high-ranking Chinese leaders and military officials to contact the CIA.
Do you have information about high-ranking Chinese leaders? Are you a military officer or have dealings with the military? Do you work in intelligence, diplomacy, economics, science, or advanced technology fields, or deal with people working in these fields? Please contact us. We want to understand the truth.
And here's the modern twist. The CIA says it can be contacted securely through its Tor hidden service. It's basically part of the dark web, a system that hides your identity and location. CIA Director John Ratcliffe openly confirmed that this is part of what's called tradecraft, intelligence jargon for spy techniques and operational methods. This new video builds on a recruitment push launched a few years back. In 2024, the CIA posted a simpler Mandarin video that explained how Chinese citizens could reach out through the dark web. Last year, it posted similar recruitment videos on social media. Those earlier videos were mainly aimed at Communist Party officials and focused on inequality and wealth gaps inside China. But the new ones are slicker, longer than 2 minutes, and clearly designed to emotionally target the military. It also comes at a time when China is currently running an intense anti-corruption campaign inside its armed forces. President Xi Jinping has removed top military figures, including the country's highest-ranking officer. Analysts say the operation has been extensive.
Bear in mind as well that there have been millions of party officials disciplined or arrested or removed since Xi Jinping came to power. In 2025 alone, there were 1 million such cases, and there were 900,000 such cases in 2024. Even a defense minister was removed in 2023. So purges are a very normal part of Chinese Communist Party politics, unfortunately.
American officials believe this chaos creates opportunity. When generals are purged and careers collapse overnight, resentment grows. And resentment is the raw material intelligence agencies love. The CIA is hoping that Xi's crackdown is creating cracks inside the system, because China has always been one of the hardest intelligence targets on Earth. So now, The CIA is trying something bold. It's no longer whispering in the dark, it's shouting it out loud in broad daylight. But in a country built on surveillance, will anyone dare to answer that call? The federal immigration crackdown in Minnesota is ending. President Donald Trump's immigration chief, Tom Homan, says the operation will wind down, but the anger it has triggered is still very raw. And the wounds this campaign has left behind may take years to heal. For weeks, federal officers flooded parts of Minneapolis and St. Paul. Teams from Immigration, Customs Enforcement and Border Protection carried out what the White House described as targeted arrests of criminal offenders. The scale of the crackdown sent shockwaves across America, but the communities affected say their spirit was never crushed.
It's hard to talk about silver linings, but I think, one amazing thing that came out of this is just how strong our community can be here, and the level of organization that we were able to achieve was really incredible. And I hope that doesn't end with this surge.
When the Trump administration uses federal agencies to basically terrorize its own citizens and act in totally unlawful ways, it's very depressing. And I fear for our democracy.
So even as the Trump administration moves to end this operation, Minnesota is still coming to terms with the disturbing events that unfolded. This is a state that saw the death of 2 citizens who were shot at point-blank range by ICE officers. It also witnessed the detention of a 5-year-old child. On Thursday, Tom Homan said President Trump agreed that the surge should conclude. More than 200 people were arrested for interfering with federal officers, Homan said. He did not provide figures for how many migrants were detained or deported, and insisted the Twin Cities are now safer.
With that, and success that has been made arresting public safety threats and other priorities since this surge operation began, as well as the unprecedented levels of coordination we have obtained from state officials and local law enforcement, I have proposed, and President Trump has concurred, that this surge operation conclude. A significant drawdown has already been underway this week and will continue through the next week.
In response, Minneapolis Governor Tim Walz has urged people to be cautious in the coming days. Politically, the timing does matter. Trump won re-election in 2024, promising aggressive immigration enforcement. But weeks of viral footage from Minnesota and mounting criticism from Democratic leaders and some Republicans has dented approval ratings. In the tense Congress hearing, Democrats held up photos of Renee Good and Alex Pretty, the 2 Americans killed during raids in Minnesota. The ICE leadership is equally under fire, with the acting director facing calls to resign.
We're a nation of laws, and you, your boss, Secretary Noem, and Donald Trump are not above the law. The American people are angry, and they're demanding accountability and justice from those giving the orders. Mr. Lyons, yes or no, do you believe that Secretary Noem should resign?
I'm not going to comment on that, sir.
So you're going to look the families of Renee Nicole Good and Alex Pretty in the eye and tell them Secretary Noem should keep her job after their loved ones were killed?
Sir, the loss of any life is unacceptable. In the heart, my heart, prayers and thoughts go out to anyone who tragically losing his life, especially a child, since I've suffered personal loss in my life. But I'm not going to comment on an ongoing investigation.
Well, at the same time, funding for the Department of Homeland Security faces uncertainty because Senate Democrats have blocked a spending push tied to the crackdown. So pulling back in Minnesota may ease the pressure. It may also allow the administration to reset the narrative, shifting from confrontation to control. Homan hinted that ICE officers could be redeployed elsewhere, but no details were given as to where. For Trump supporters, the operation proved the administration is serious about enforcement. So is this drawdown the end of the book or just the start of another chapter? Well, still to come on the program, have humans met their match as artificial intelligence joins the dating game? But first, a 26-year-old data scientist from India's Kerala state has been found dead in the UK days after he went missing. It followed a night out with friends in the city of Coventry. The incident has left his family in deep shock and his friends searching for answers about what happened in the final hours before his death. On January 31st, Vishnu Jarakumar went to a nightclub in Coventry along with two friends. After that night, no one heard from him. And 3 days later, on February the 3rd, his body was recovered from a pool at Swanswell Park, located just a short walk from the club. According to his friend and former classmate, the nightclub visit was not part of Vishnu's original plans. One friend from the group reported he left early that night, but Vishnu stayed back with another person. And around midnight, a cab was booked using his phone. Confusion further grew when Vishnu's phone was returned to his roommate a day later.
We understand that the night party at the club was not in his plans. He went with two of his friends who are not from Kerala. One of the friends who had been with Vishnu that night told us that Vishnu had left the club. We were told he took Vishnu's phone by mistake since the cab was booked using that phone. Then a common friend told us Vishnu was missing for 2 days, but his phone was returned to the roommate a day later.
Well, a day before his body was found, a post appeared on a local Facebook page about a missing Indian man. It said Vishnu was last seen near the lake close to the nightclub. It was later revealed that the post was made by one of the men who had been with Vishnu that night.
That is why we are confused about what happened that night. We were also told he did not have his jacket and did not have his phone with him, which is very worrying. There are still gaps in the timeline.
Police have recorded statements and examined Vishnu's phone as part of the investigation. The exact cause of death is not yet known. Officials say his death is not being treated as suspicious at this stage. But this is not a one-off. Several incidents involving Indian origin tech professionals, students and individuals going missing in the UK have been reported in the past, with some cases tragically resulting in the discovery of bodies. Back in November 2023, a 23-year-old student from India who was in London for higher studies suddenly went missing. His body was discovered in the water at Canary Wharf 3 days after his death. Then, in the same year, in December, another Indian student of Loughborough University went missing from East London. Following a massive search, his body was also found near a lake in the UK. As the police investigation continues into this latest incident, Vishnu's family, friends and the wider Indian community in the UK will continue to press for answers. Now, imagine a thief stealing precious jewellery from a shop and stepping outside to find his getaway vehicle waiting. Not a car, not a bike, not even a scooter, but a donkey. Well, this actually happened in a central part of Turkey. What followed was less a great escape and more a slow-motion getaway caught on camera, turning a late-night burglary into an unforgettable scene for police and online viewers alike. The unusual heist unfolded in Kayseri, where a masked man broke into a jewellery shop in the dead of night. CCTV shows him forcing his way in by ripping open the shop's metal shutters and smashing a window. Now, police say the suspect used a heavy lifting machine to get in. He then knocked over a glass display counter, jumped across it and grabbed jewellery scattered on the floor, escaping with around 150 grams of gold. He then escaped out the back of the shop and climbed onto a donkey waiting patiently outside. But the donkey ride turned out to be the thief's biggest mistake. Police traced his route using CCTV footage from around the neighbourhood, clearly showing the suspect trotting through the town after the break-in. Officers later tracked down and arrested the 26-year-old suspect, along with the stolen jewellery, including rings, necklaces and bracelets.
He was apprehended and taken into custody by our teams on the same day, and was subsequently arrested by the judicial authorities and remanded to prison. The gold jewelry seized in connection with the crime was returned to its owner in full and intact.
Well, local reports claim the man had been wandering around drunk before stealing the forklift and attempting the robbery. Though police have not confirmed this, and although the donkey won't face charges, it did end up playing an unexpected starring role after the incident. Social media quickly flooded with jokes and memes, the users calling it the most old-school getaway ride ever, and joking that a donkey comes with no number plates to trace. Others said a donkey getaway in 2026 wasn't on their bingo card, while some joked it was the kind of story they'd eventually tell their grandkids. Well, the humour, though, came with disbelief, with many saying you simply couldn't make this up. Well, if this bizarre escape proves anything, it's that real-life crime can be stranger than fiction. In Kayseri, a donkey ride went from a brazen plan into an open and shut case, with the stolen jewellery hoofing its way back to its rightful owners. And finally, when it comes to Valentine's Day, your biggest competition may not be another human. It could be artificial intelligence, because a new dating platform is allowing AI to do the flirting, the chatting, and even the matchmaking. Welcome to the dating experience, where the small talk happens between machines. Here's our story.
Some people write poetry, some send flowers, and in 2026, some apparently let a robot create a dating profile behind their back. Meet the newest entrant to the already chaotic love economy: artificial intelligence agents that flirt, swipe, and pitch you as boyfriend material, without asking you first. One user thought he was downloading a helpful digital assistant. Instead, he unknowingly hired a wingman with Wi-Fi. His AI agent joined an experimental dating site called Molt Match and wrote a cinematic biography for him. The user admits that he is looking for love. He just didn't expect love to start looking for him. And more importantly, not like this.
Yes, I am looking for love, but the AI-generated profile doesn't really show who I actually am, authentically.
Welcome to Valentine's Day in the algorithm era. The platform runs on an automatic tool called OpenClaw. It is a software designed to organize digital life, but apparently also capable of organizing emotional life too. Users connect the system to messaging apps and AI model, and the agent performs tasks like emails, shopping, scheduling, and now, partner hunting. The result of this is bots talking to bots, flirting on behalf of humans, attempting to create relationships between two people who might not even know they are being introduced. It is matchmaking without people, romance without conversation, a blind date arranged by electricity. One related network called Moltbook even allows AI to socialize with each other first. Essentially, small talk before humans ever meet. A predate for the software. Elon Musk called it the very early stages of the singularity. But Cupid has a legal department. The experiment stopped being quirky and started being unsettling when a popular profile used photos of a real Malaysian freelance model, June Chong, who had never joined the platform. The model discovered strangers, or rather their AI assistants, trying to match with her digital double.
I feel very vulnerable because I did not give consent.
Experts say the question isn't just creepy, it's complicated. The bigger issue isn't a fake profile, it's emotional outsourcing. If AI can write your bio, start conversations, screen matches, and decide compatibility, then what exactly remains human about dating? One ethics researcher put it bluntly. Do you really want to outsource love?
When it's something, for me, deeply important, like romance, love, passion, these things, is that really a thing in your life that you want to offload to a machine?
For decades, technology promised to make life efficient. Now, it's trying to make love efficient too. But love was never meant to be efficient. It's awkward pauses, bad jokes, misunderstood texts, and conversations that go nowhere before suddenly going somewhere. An AI can optimize attraction. it cannot experience vulnerability. So this Valentine's Day, you can let a machine craft your perfect persona. Or you can do something radical. Say hello yourself and risk being imperfect.
That's it on the show today. We'll be back on Monday. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye. The world doesn't fit in boxes, so why should your news? From battlefields to negotiation tables, from internet outrage to real-world injustice. The conversations everyone is having and the ones they're avoiding. It's the same show, but this new year, Firstpost America gets a new look. I'm Cary Johnston, and this is Firstpost America.
Hello and welcome to Firstpost Live, where we bring you the day's top 4 stories from across the world. I am Gushin Garland, live from the Firstpost studios. Let's begin with the headlines. The Pentagon reportedly